The Tale of the Sorcerer in Morocco. Once upon a time in Morocco, a journalist named Yassine Aziz, based in Rabat, embarked on an investigative journey into the world of magic and sorcery. His curiosity was piqued by rumors of a mysterious sorcerer known as Sheikh Mustafa, said to possess extraordinary powers. Yassine, along with two companions, a technician named Aziz, who was to document the events with a small camera, and a driver who served as their guide, set out from Rabat on a Monday morning. Their destination was a place known locally as Al-Qaryan, near the city of Agadir. Upon arriving at the destination, the technician set up the camera, while Yassine approached the sorcerer's home, which was a simple mud brick hut, much like the other houses in the area. A crowd of people stood outside, most of them women. Yassine approached a tall man who was organizing the line to enter. After exchanging a 100 dirham note, the man informed him that Sheikh Mustafa was expecting him. As Yassine entered the dimly lit room filled with candles and incense, he greeted the sheikh, who gestured for him to sit down. Yassine mentioned a hidden treasure he was seeking to retrieve. The sheikh began chanting strange words, and suddenly, candles flickered on their own. Yassine felt a heavy hand grip his shoulder, but when he turned, no one was there. The sheikh, seemingly aware of Yassine's profession as a journalist, told him that he knew he had come for an interview. Yassine was stunned into silence as the sheikh revealed that 95% of sorcerers in Morocco were charlatans, while only a few had genuine knowledge. He mentioned 3 exceptional sorcerers, one of whom was an advisor to a high-ranking official. Yassine left the hut in a daze. His companions, concerned, questioned him about what had happened, but he could hardly speak. That night, he reflected on the encounter, and by the next day, he was determined to learn more about the world of magic. He resolved to return to seek the powerful sorcerer. The next day, Yassine set out alone for the desert. His motives had shifted from journalistic curiosity into a deep fascination with the mystical. After a long drive through winding desert paths, he encountered a mysterious man who requested a ride. The man, who was dressed in black, seemed knowledgeable about the area. After a while, they arrived at a dilapidated wooden hut. The stranger told Yassine that the king of the desert lived there. When they approached, the stranger vanished, leaving Yassine bewildered. He knocked on the door, and a young man in his 20s answered, introducing himself as the king of sorcerers. Yassine was shocked by the young king's appearance. The king led him into a grand palace that seemed to transform before his eyes. Yassine marveled at the opulence surrounding him, filled with gardens, peacocks, and servants. The young king explained that he was half human, half jinn, and led an army of jinn against malevolent spirits. Yassine learned that sorcery was a complex science, and that many sorcerers interacted with jinn for their powers. The king elaborated on the nature of jinn, their similarities to humans, and how they could take on various forms. He also revealed that not all sorcerers were evil. Some used their powers for good, while others allied with dark forces. After a delightful meal and a night in the lavish palace, Yassine awoke to find himself back on the outskirts of Rabat. Unsure if it had all been a dream, now back in his small apartment, he struggled with the dilemma of whether to publish the incredible story he had experienced,